Let's jump back in and revisit where we left off, setting the scene for what's about to unfold. Previously, Taylor Swift found herself alone at home, surrounded by the familiar comfort of her living room, yet feeling the weight of solitude as the evening crept in. Outside, a thunderstorm raged with a cinematic intensity, thunder rolling across the sky, lightning slicing through the darkness, and rain pouring down in relentless sheets. The wind howled and rattled the windows, each flash of lightning illuminating the room for a split second, while the rain hammered against the glass, creating a symphony of nature's power, both mesmerizing and a little unnerving. Taylor, wrapped snugly in a soft blanket with her loyal cat, Meredith curled up beside her, watched the storm unfold. In that moment, she couldn't help but reflect on how storms, with all their chaos and unpredictability, often mirror the turbulence we experience in our own lives. As the clock edged closer to midnight, the storm seemed to intensify, growing louder and more dramatic, as if the night itself was building towards something important. The world outside felt eerily still, the empty streets and silent houses giving the impression that everything was holding its breath, waiting for whatever was coming next. Taylor took a deep breath and braced herself, sensing that the night's story was far from finished. She knew she would need courage to face whatever the storm and the night might bring. With only the sporadic flashes of lightning to light up the darkness, the stage was set for the next chapter in Taylor's unforgettable night. Midnight struck, and the city seemed to hold its breath. The world outside was cloaked in darkness, the only light coming from the occasional flash of lightning that split the sky. The air was thick with anticipation, as if everyone sensed that something powerful was about to unfold. Suddenly, the storm exploded in full force, unleashing its fury without warning. Rain began to pour down in relentless sheets, drumming against rooftops and streets, while thunder roared so loudly it seemed to shake the very ground. Rain hammered the roof above Taylor's head, each drop echoing like a drumbeat of nature's power. The wind howled, rattling the windows in their frames, and every crash of thunder sent vibrations through the walls, making the whole house feel alive with energy. Taylor's emotions swung between awe and fear. Each thunderclap felt personal, as if the storm was speaking directly to her. She watched the lightning illuminate the sky, her heart pounding with every flash, torn between fascination and anxiety. She hugged Meredith tighter, finding comfort in the small things, a soft purr, the warmth of her pet, the familiar feeling of safety in her arms. In that moment, the simple act of holding her cat became an anchor, grounding her amidst the chaos outside. The storm reminded her of times when criticism and pressure felt overwhelming, when the world's expectations crashed down like thunder and doubts poured in like rain. She remembered nights spent questioning herself, feeling lost in the noise of other people's opinions. But instead of hiding, Taylor stood up, walked to the window, and faced the chaos head-on. She pressed her palm to the cool glass, watching the storm rage, and realized that she didn't have to let fear control her. She chose to be brave, even as her heart raced and uncertainty lingered. With every deep breath, she felt a little stronger, a little more certain that she could weather whatever came her way. The storm became a metaphor for her struggles, loud, intense, and sometimes frightening, but not unbeatable. She saw in the storm a reflection of her own journey. Moments of chaos, flashes of clarity, and the promise that even the wildest night would eventually pass. Taylor decided to meet it head-on, turning fear into strength. She let the storm's energy fuel her resolve, transforming anxiety into determination and uncertainty into hope. As the storm raged on, Taylor stood tall, feeling more ready than ever for whatever came next. She knew that storms would come and go, but her courage would remain. The storm was a sensory overload. Thunder boomed, lightning strobed, and rain roared. Each flash revealed the world in stark detail, then plunged it back into darkness. Taylor felt the vibrations in her chest, the chill in the air, the house shifting with every gust. She wasn't just watching, she was part of the storm's wild energy. The chaos demanded her full attention, no distractions, just raw experience. It was terrifying, but also exhilarating. Taylor stood in the center of it all, fully present. At the window, Taylor faced not just the storm outside, but a battle inside. Fear versus courage. Part of her wanted to hide, but a stronger part refused. She remembered all the storms she'd weathered before: heartbreak, fame, criticism. Breathing in time with the storm, she found her own rhythm in the chaos. Taylor stopped being a passive observer and became an active participant. The storm became a challenge, not an enemy. Her fear didn't vanish, but determination grew stronger. She pressed her hand to the glass, feeling the thunder's heartbeat. Taylor decided she wouldn't just survive. She'd find the music in the noise. At the storm's peak, lightning and thunder struck together, blinding, deafening, overwhelming. In that instant, calm washed over Taylor, the eye of the storm, inside and out. She realized she couldn't fight the storm, only endure it, and maybe find beauty in it. Lightning became light, thunder became rhythm. Inspiration struck, a melody formed, words followed. The chaos outside sparked creativity within. Taylor grabbed her notebook, capturing the song born from the storm. The storm raged on, but inside something new was beginning. As dawn broke, the storm faded. Thunder softened, rain slowed, and the world glistened in morning light. The city, once battered by wind and rain, now shimmered with a quiet beauty. Puddles reflected the golden sky, and every surface sparkled as if the world itself had been washed clean. The air was fresh, filled with the scent of renewal, and the gentle hush after the storm felt like a promise that things would get better. Taylor, exhausted but inspired, looked out at a rainbow arching across the sky. The colors seemed brighter than ever, a vivid reminder that beauty often follows hardship. She took a deep breath, letting the cool air fill her lungs, and felt a sense of hope she hadn't known in days. The rainbow was more than just a natural wonder. It was a symbol that even after the darkest nights, light finds a way to return. She realized storms can't be controlled, but you can choose how to face them. Taylor reflected on the challenges she'd weathered, understanding that while pain and uncertainty are inevitable, her response was her own. She could let fear take over, or she could meet adversity with courage and grace. In that quiet moment, she chose resilience. You can hide, or you can find the music in the noise. Taylor remembered how, even in the chaos, she'd found melodies in the rhythm of the rain and lyrics in the rumble of thunder. Inspiration can be found in the most unexpected places, if you're willing to listen closely and embrace the moment. The night's chaos became a lesson in resilience and hope. Every challenge, every sleepless hour, had shaped her into someone stronger and more compassionate. The storm had tested her limits, but it also revealed her capacity to endure and to grow. In the aftermath, she saw not just destruction, but the seeds of new beginnings. With a notebook full of lyrics, Taylor felt renewed purpose. Each word she wrote was a step toward healing, a way to transform pain into art. The creative process became her anchor, helping her make sense of the chaos and find meaning in the struggle. She knew her story could inspire others to keep going, no matter how fierce the storm. A new song was ready to be written, a story of strength, vulnerability, and light after darkness. Taylor's journey through the storm had given her a voice that resonated with truth and authenticity. She was ready to share her experience, to turn her trials into a melody that would uplift and unite. And when Taylor gets inspired, we all get a new anthem to sing. Her music becomes a beacon for anyone searching for hope, a reminder that even after the hardest storms, there's always a horizon waiting to be discovered.